Oh, we're back. Old Alan Ray and company crashed the system. All we're trying to do is boost this guy a little bit, and he crashed the system.
Yep. New topic. Sorry, everybody. My bad.
I wonder what happened there.
That's what we get for trying to help somebody out, Brent.
Yeah, we were just trying our best.
Out of the kindness
How do you
of our
spell
heart.
his last name?
R-A-Y.
So Alan Ray.
Yeah.
And company.
And company. Yeah, I guess he had a company. But so he's on iTunes and only one album, I guess. So.
Well, hey.
But yeah,
I mean, saw it. It was definitely country. I heard it. You just played.
Oh yeah. Well, and he looks like it too. Like the album cover art is definitely country.
Good for him.
Oh yeah, there we go. That's him.
Oh, now you're playing. You're risky business here, Kim. I mean, you just shut us down here a moment ago.
Risk it for the biscuit. We're going all in with Alan Ray and company. Yeah, that's the guy that came to Signor that taught me algebra. Was supposed to.
That's unbelievable, really. That guy once taught me in
Do you think I was lying when I said the Craigslist thing? I'm pretty sure they just did. Like, I don't. It's a small town, Brent.
There probably are not a lot of subs to pick from.
No, not really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Need a little $90 work day.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure someone had a friend who had a friend. It's like, hey, this guy can come in and.
Would you do that? Actually, kind of be fun. Like I don't know. I'm not saying anybody. Well, maybe clearly anybody can get on the substitute teaching list. Should you just go I should just go substitute teach for a day. Like that might be fun. You do it too.
Here's what we do. We the Brent and Austen show goes live from a classroom, and we'll substitute teach. We'll put the kids to work. You know, like someone can push the buttons. We'll teach them the business and everything. And now we have, 20 to 30 new listeners, Brent. They're going to tell their parents, like, hey, make sure you download the Action Sports Jax.
Right.
Enough said, Brent.
We'll start just going on tour.
Going on tour. Are we going to take it nationwide?
Well, maybe we'll start here.
All right. Yeah, let's get like a John Madden bus kind of thing going. And like we'll go, yeah, I like it, man.
Yeah, the Professor series.
The Professor series. Nicely put.
Man. That might not be a bad idea.
Yeah.
All right, let's try this. Let's got to get back on track because we're totally not on track. It's a Friday. Brent and Austen show. And Kim, what do you think? You think we're going to be able to get Dewan Smoot on? You like the idea of this? All right. Seriously, I want you to – I heard Dewan Smoot just one time last night on 1st and 10 training camp.
Okay.
And I was like, dang, like that show is not the show that I can sit there and then talk about every soundbite.
Of course.
The show we can do that on.
Of course, yeah.
I would love to Mr. Hugo, by the way, that definitely would have happened with Hamby at the helm. Don't hate on Kim. That wasn't her fault.
I would have queued to the old substitute teacher, and he would have brought up like, "Oh, welcome back to the Brent and Austen show." It just would have been like a cut of the opening show again for some reason.
Definitely would have happened.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's just listen to Dewan Smoot. It's like 2.5 minutes. I think there are 3 different things that hit my ears. Let's see if it happens to you in Austin as well.
I mean, it's very similar to 2017 defense we play with the big end and the small end. We play a lot of heavy, we play a lot of big front, we play a lot of different things. So I mean, we're moving around a lot. We got a lot of versatility. Good thing I've played in just about every defense at this point, so I fit right in for sure.
As far as where you feel right now in terms of preparation, you feel like you're in a good spot?
I definitely feel like I'm in a good spot for sure. Preparation-wise, I've studied the playbook inside and out. I know it like the backside of my hand now. So now I'm just excited to see what I can do against other competition in this new system. Now I'm my 9th year. I got a lot of vet tricks that I can work now, so I'm just trying to put it all on display.
How valuable have these reps been, like you said, being a vet, but also being able to kind of get some extended reps in some situations? How valuable have those reps been?
Oh, they've been huge. Me just being able to stand inside and be able to go outside, and also helping Trey as well too. He's been able to come inside as well too, and just trying to help him out as well too. But it's been huge. Just the versatility, being able to just do what I can and be able to make plays.
You know, in terms of getting in this game, obviously it's a lot of you guys have played together before, but in terms of this particular team has never been together before to be able to rush as a unit. You guys have been very successful out here. How do you translate that over there, and how important is that to make sure it translates from the practice field to the game field?
Can't get too high. I mean, it's just a game at the end of the day. Everything we do out here is to create muscle memory.
Switching gears a little bit, you talked about, with Josh and Trayvon, you know those guys, you've seen those guys play, but to kind of, I guess, refresh yourself with them, what have you seen from them?
I mean, Trey, he's a consistent worker. He's worked at multiple different moves now. Seeing him, he's not just a power rusher anymore. Like, he's able to get on the edge. He's able to do a lot of different things that he wasn't able to do the first year I was with him. But, I mean, it's just huge to see his development, and it's helping out the whole team. For sure, and you already know Josh. He's a dog, so me and him, we kind of understand each other. We know how to rush off each other, So, I mean, it's just been so great to see Trayvon from the last time I was here to now, just how great he's gotten.
Last one for me, how gratifying has it been to watch what this defense has been able to do? If this offense is everything that we think it's going to be, for you guys to be this successful against them on consecutive days throughout camp, it's got to be a big confidence boost for what you guys will be able to do come Sundays in the fall, right?
Oh, it's a huge confidence booster. Like, I think as you've seen, like, we're trying to run that ball. And that's a different philosophy from the Jags that I've known. But, I mean, they're doing a great job at it. And the fact that we're able to stop them on certain days and, they're going to get us as well. But I definitely see them being a top running offense for sure. And it's credit to our defense as well, too, that we're able to try to come out here and stop them each and every time.
All right, so that's 150 seconds with Dewan Smoot and Marcel Robinson. And I just had three things that really caught my attention. He brings up 2017 right away with this defense. And I'm not saying he's comparing like their personnel, just the style of defense, the schematics of defense for what it is. That's a little bit of we don't know what Campanile exactly wants to do, but that's the way he feels about it. Trayvon Walker stuff from a couple of things. One, I think he's a really good indication of where Trayvon has grown to because he was with him a couple years back early in the career.
That's a good point.
And now he's with him, a couple years into the career, and he talked about he's got a bigger arsenal than he did a couple years ago. He thinks he obviously is trending in a great way. That could be a little teammate talk, but also mentioned coming inside a little bit still, much like maybe Calais did in 2017, Smoot saying the same thing, and that could be the lightning packages and everything else. And then the last part is he was really emphatic about the run.
Yeah.
And I feel like in Jacksonville, like everybody tries to run. Dewan Smoot's been around this organization for a long time. He's like, I've never seen us run like this. Mm-hmm. I thought that was, and again, I don't think that jumps out at you at camp because camp's a tough place to watch the run. But obviously in their meeting rooms, in their walkthroughs, in the messaging, there's a lot of emphasis on the run right now that he could pick up from the other side of the ball. I just thought it was pretty insightful about what the Jags are doing on those three levels from Dewan Smoot.
So the first thing with Trayvon Walker, the first thing regarding 2017, the big end, the smaller end, I just think it's more of a result of Trayvon Walker is a man amongst boys. Yeah. He looks like when you see him at training camp. And you have Josh Hines-Allen, who I feel like probably cut a little weight because he feels comfortable being a little on the smaller side, as he should, because when you were a certain size, you had 17 and a half sacks. And then they told you to put weight on for God knows what reason. So, like, if you've been at practice and, like, without breaking it too much or revealing too much, it does seem like they like Trayvon on the strong side and then Josh on the weak side, which, and let's be honest, like this, a lot of NFL teams will do this, right? Like if you have a bigger, maybe stronger defensive end who could play a little defensive tackle, odds are you probably want to put them on the tight end, right? You probably want to put them on the strong side. Now, with motions and everything, you're not going to always do that, but it does seem like there's a strong side, maybe a weak side. All right, cool. The second point, which was
Trayvon.
That was Trayvon, yeah.
A little inside, but also just his growth and development.
His growth and development and bumping on inside. Like, yes, I expect to see Trayvon Walker on third and longs, on pass rush packages, whatever Campanile is going to call it, NASCAR, Lightning, we'll see. But whatever he calls the package, like, yeah, I would expect Trayvon to move down simply because, I think if you have guys like they got Agba.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So, like, that makes a lot of sense in terms of moving Trayvon down, having Agba on the outside, or some sort of rotation like that. So I'm not surprised with that. And then the third point with running the football, I love to hear it, right? Like that's what I want to hear right now because you know how I feel about it. Running the football, stopping the run, that can build the team mentality. I think when we look at like the offenses like the Bengals, when we look at even from the past with like the Texans a little bit, like great passing teams it seems like, but like do you think they're physical? Right? And probably not, right? Like when you think of the Houston Texans, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? It's not physicality. When you think of the Cincinnati Bengals, what comes to your mind? Speed, explosiveness, but it's not physicality. This team, guess what? They have speed. They have Brian Thomas Jr. They have Travis Hunter. They got Tootin now. They have ETN. They have Tank Bigsby, who's also pretty fast. They have speed, but they need that toughness. They need that grit. And running the football is going to get you that. So I like to hear from a defensive player saying, man, this team's running the football up. Because keep in mind where he's coming from.
Yeah.
This guy's coming from Buffalo.
Yeah.
Where they made that their identity overnight.
They did.
And by doing it, had a lot of success, but also helped their quarterback out, and Josh Allen became an MVP because of it.
Well, it's a couple of examples of doing it overnight. Buffalo's one where he just was, but also Tampa with Liam Cohen. Obviously, they switched it. So there's two examples that you can do it with a little mentality, obviously, with the right play scheme, other things. I just thought, again, we do a lot of interviews. And a lot of interviews we play, and it's like, hey, that's cool to get this guy or that guy, and that's okay. Like, sometimes it's just, that's what we do. And then there are other ones where it's like, hey, man, listen to that. Listen to that soundbite. Like, that's, again, the way he talks about Trayvon, the way he talks about the run game there, I think just hit my ears differently. It's not like typical, it's not Josh even saying, hey, Devon Hamilton's the best in the league or trying to pump somebody up. It's just his observations almost as a veteran guy. Smoot's going 9 years in the league now, which is also pretty incredible. Nice career. And he's been a lot of that in Jacksonville. So for him, he's not a hyperbole guy. I don't think this was like a message. I think it was just answering the question. And the way he answered it, I just thought was a little bit revealing of what he's seeing as a guy who's been around the league and also what they're trying to do. We know the Jags want to run. We know that. That's what they're bringing here. Yeah. But we also in camp at this time of year, what are the plays that you see? It's the one-handed catch from Brenton Strange. It's the Parker Washington 55 yards down the middle of the field. Like, those are the plays that we see. Those are the things that we get excited about. He and somehow in camp in these 2 weeks or whatever else is really seeing the run game develop and talking a little bit about all the schematical things because he dropped that in there too. A little bit of an inkling of what the schematical stuff is. And that still should be a little bit of a mystery here in Jacksonville because remember, Liam Cohen, who obviously got that thing cooking in Tampa with the run game, still would say that's not necessarily how he would envision it. It's just that he catered it to the players there to run it X way.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is in Jacksonville. Is it, hey, I'm going to run it the way I want to run it, or you're still catering to a certain player or offensive line or back that might not still fully get it the way Liam Cohen wants it, but he was able to bring Hainsey in. He was able to bring McCarry in, was able to bring Tootin in, and these are the guys that might shape the way he wants to do it at some point, even if it's not all this year, maybe down the road as they continue to remake that offense. I just don't know if we know that, and that'll be something he'll have to answer. And catering to the players, by the way, catering to the players doesn't sound right, but crafting it to the players and what they do well is really what good coaches should do.
That's everything.
Right?
Yes, correct.
So I think that's kind of fascinating. It was a fascinating couple minutes from Dewan Smoot to me. And I hadn't heard the 2017 thing yet. You know me, I don't get wrapped up in the schematics, the X's and O's. But we don't know exactly what Campanelli is going to do. You have a little bit more of an idea. You've been out there practice. You can kind of start seeing some of these things bubble. But we don't know exactly what he's going to do. And I've got a good vision of 2017, one, because it was very successful. But I can see the parts and the comparisons. Again, I think you get Calais and you get Malik Jackson and you get those guys in your mind. You're like, okay, do they have the parts that can move this same way, especially along the front? And there is some versatility there and also some really good play there. One other note, if you watch that 2.5 minutes, my goodness, those guys are huge. Like I said it to you during the interview, 44 and 41 are just massive human beings.
Yeah, for sure.
They are beasts.
No, and listen, I get the enthusiasm for 2017 and kind of, reintegrate that once again. But the biggest question is, who's Calais Campbell on this team right now?
Well, okay, you need that to be. Do you need that to be Eric Armstead, or do you need that, or can you be Trayvon Walker?
That has to be a 3 technique. That has to be Eric Armstead.
Okay, because Calais was in and out. Like that year he made All-Pro at 2 different positions.
Correct. Yes, but I think in terms of where he was, and make no mistake about it, the resume speaks for itself that year for Calais Campbell. But I think he made more of the impact, especially with players around him, when he was playing that 3 technique.
Yeah. That was so 17 was Fowler and Jan as well. That's all right.
Yeah.
Jan
was Fowler there? Yeah, I guess.
I think so.
Okay.
Smoot. And obviously Calais and Malik Jackson. See, I think they're missing the Malik Jackson as well.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, the legit pass rush guy up the middle.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Well, and by the way, might be missing the Mercedarius. Hey, listen, I don't want this to be misconstrued. I wasn't taking his comment of saying this is going to be the 2017 defense. we're going to be as productive. That's not what he said. He was more talking about schematically. It is likened to what they were doing in 2017.
Yeah.
So I don't want to make this into, oh my gosh, they're going to try to replicate it. Now, I don't think they are. I don't think they have those pieces. I mean, those pieces were really incredible at the end of the day. I mean, you had guys that had career years or were just super gifted, like Jalen Ramsey, Calais Campbell, and the like. Mm-hmm. You could be better in some spots. Like the tandem of Trayvon and Josh might be better than anything they had.
Oh, hands down.
Right?
Yeah.
But you don't have a lot of that other stuff like Marcel Darius, Malik Jackson, Jalen Ramsey, AJ Boye playing out of his mind, Telvin Smith playing out of his mind. Like you can't count on that stuff. So I'm not trying to do that. I just want to be crystal clear on that. I just thought that caught my attention was the idea that it would resemble the schemes and the pieces that might have been, and we remember that defense,
of course,
pretty well, for obvious reasons. All right, let's do this. Take a break. I'm out of here. Casey's in here. We got some guests as well along the way. A little Hard Rock Bet game. See who wins. Sorry, yours didn't count last week.
That's all good, man. I'm pretty confident.
We start
this
from
as well.
scratch.
I'm pretty confident this week.
Just a little teaser. I got a little UFC in there.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah.
I saw you got Bryce Harper in there.
I got Bryce Harper.
Good luck with that one.
Aaron Judge, UFC, and golf.
Do we have Hambies?
I don't know. Maybe Casey.
We don't have Hambies? Awesome.
Off
to a great start.
I mean, listen, Hamby had 3 things to do here for the show. Still hasn't done them.
Are we doing
but
this?
you guys in the chat said it wouldn't have happened with Hamby at the helm.
He did one of the 3.
Oh, one of the 3. Okay.
Okay. Kim, do you want to take Hamby's spot for the week, I guess? I don't know. You want to find
forever
bets? Oh, okay, Brent. You said it on me.
Can we, the day we do fire Hamby, can we do it publicly on the show?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Like, maybe
I'm not sure the bosses would appreciate that.
Give him like a little gift and be like, actually, psych.
See you later. It's a parting gift.
Ooh, man. Give him that discount to Shady Rays, Brent. Yes. Just like I got. Made everything better.
That's right. 50% off.
Yeah.
We'll be back on the Brent Austen Show. Don't forget, live from Everbank Stadium on Saturday night, we've got Countdown to Kickoff, and then the game on Fox 30 if you don't make it out, but hope to see you down there at the stadium, and give yourself plenty of time. Check actionnewsjacks.com for the latest details on Know Before You Go. Most of us know how to throw. But you need to know what to throw. I'm not talking about footballs, baseballs, softballs. We're talking about those items you need to recycle. Republic Services explains it easy. Recycling simplified. 1. Know what to throw. When in doubt, throw it out. 2. Empty, clean, and dry those materials. It takes an extra minute, but it makes a big difference. And 3. Don't bag it. This makes the recycling process faster and more efficient. This is a look at the Republic Services North Florida Recycling Center. You can make this process even more efficient. By utilizing those 3 steps, Republic Services can help you become a better recycler in your home. Learn more at recyclingsimplified.com.
For the game day hustle and every day in between. Juggling my show, Jag Social, to going under the Friday night lights and a social life, it's a daily tournament. But this ride, MVP status. The all-new 2024 Lincoln Nautilus isn't just my car, it's my personal locker room, office on the go, and VIP lounge on wheels. Let's talk tech. My profile remembers everything from customizing my dash display to setting the ambient lighting and my signature scent. And wireless charging, essential for live tweeting scores. Whether I'm packing for a beach day with friends or heading to the gym, there's space for every passion. After dominating all day, this becomes my recovery zone. The massage feature is like having a personal PT on call. Life's a non-stop game, but with this ride, I'm always on my A game. The 2024 Lincoln Nautilus. Drive your passion.
If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit. When you hear that, you think Bono's Pit Barbecue, a staple in Northeast Florida now for 75 years. A place that feels like home with friendly service, a meeting place for friends, family, or business occasions. On the menu, the corn nuggets are a favorite in our house, but there's something for everyone. Sandwiches, platters, salads, sides, desserts, and family feasts. You see Bono's all over the place in Northeast Florida. You know, there are almost 20 locations in the Jacksonville area now, so stop on by, sit down, and dine in with Bono's. You can also take it to go. There are drive-thrus in many of the locations, and they have delivery options too. Just download the Bono's app to make things easy. I signed up for the loyalty program, and you can too, to get special offers. If Jacksonville is home, few things feel more Jacksonville than Bono's Pit Barbecue. Celebrate 75 years and many more to come. Bono's Pit Barbecue. If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
People helping people. It's at the core of what Alive Credit Union is all about, and it's been that way for over 70 years. From the start in 1954 to today, the mission remains to inspire financial wellness and give you a financially fit lifestyle. Alive Credit Union and its employees are committed to not only serving their valued members, but also our community here in Northeast Florida. I had a chance to see that commitment firsthand as Alive partnered with our Action Sports Jacks 24/7 team to bring you Armada men's and women's soccer broadcasts. Inside the 18, it is a shot, and it's a goal! Chloe Chivers! And that connection to the community continues with Alive Credit Union's support of the Police Athletic League of Jacksonville. Alive Credit Union's commitment to our community also involves serving the financial needs of all first responders through the recent merger partnership with City and Police Federal Credit Union. Join the community and become a member of Alive Credit Union today. Find out the many ways you can be inspired in financial wellness at alivecu.coop.
Welcome inside the Armor Guard exterior and gutter helmet showroom. There's a lot going on, like glass exteriors, replacement windows, and down there we have the retractable screens and awnings, plus hurricane protection. Let's talk more about those gutters, and to do that, we bring in Kevin. He's the owner, he's the expert. Why gutter helmet?
Well, gutter helmet is truly the only maintenance-free product. It lets the trash and debris go on the ground, the water wraps around and goes inside. Unlike filters, they sit on top of the gutters, and the trash and debris build up on top of filters, which requires maintenance. With gutter helmet, we're going to keep you off the ladder, the most dangerous thing in your garage. With gutter helmet, you'll never clean your gutters again. So get off the ladder and put on the helmet. Gutter helmet.
Get a free estimate at gutterhelmetofnorthflorida.com. You can also call 904-762-7779 or visit the showroom on St. John's Bluff Road in Jacksonville.
Miss Pac-Man. Does Brent still have the second score right now? I think Wax still has the highest score. Ronan's raising his hand like he has the highest score in the regular Pac-Man game, but he doesn't.
I think it's
the other Pac-Man game.
I think it's Wax. Though.
Okay, got you. Yeah. Listen, they got to put out an ESPN 30 for 30. I've said this before, so I'll say it again. They have to put out a 30 for 30 about the rise and fall of Brent Martineau in the Miss Pac-Man game, because when the show started, there was a lot of braggadocious behavior.
Sure.
Saying no one's going to beat the score. Spent a lot of time on it. And then Dave Wax, almost like a Clubber Lang type, right? Like just working out in the shadows. Nobody sees him coming. And all of a sudden he pities the fool. And now Wax is the high score.
I mean, the thing is here, though, like, Brent didn't want it. You know what I mean? Wax was in here.
Oh, yeah.
Grinding.
Putting the hours in.
Constantly.
Putting the hours in.
And, I mean, did what he had to do. Brent, I've never seen Brent here grinding ever.
That's a good point.
You know, he just kind of shows up and thinks. It's like...
Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard, Casey.
Exactly. I mean, I see a lot of people working hard at Pac-Man. I see Dan Hicken working hard at Pac-Man.
Oh, he's in it too?
Oh, dude, he's grinding.
I got you.
He is grinding.
I think it's like a generational thing, because I haven't worked hard at Pac-Man.
No.
I haven't. You?
No.
Kim? Miss Pac-Man?
Yeah, Super Mario Brothers. Come on, man.
Oh, that's a good point.
Fair enough.
That's a good point.
So,
what a frustrating game, though.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
I think Wax still has. I haven't seen Wax in here in a while, though. I see Hicken the most now.
Yeah.
I think Hicken's out to get it.
Speaking about, putting the work in and everything, obviously training camp going on right now, and it wouldn't be the Brent and Austen show if we didn't, tease something, I think, probably 3 or 4 days ago.
Oh, good.
And then we're going to make good on it now. This is one of my ideas that I brought to the group chat on Monday. obviously went by the wayside, was starting to collect dust a little bit, maybe some mold. But you know what? Let's go ahead because, hey, we had it in Tupperware, right? So let's go ahead and open that Tupperware back up. Let's dust that mold off a little bit because I want to get into this thing about the preseason and the preseason quarterback. So this would have been last week. Sean Payton said that he believes that Bo Nix could be a top 5 quarterback down the line. And it's an interesting conversation, and I get, once again, what a surprise. A head coach is championing his quarterback, right? We've seen it here with Trevor Lawrence. But then what I found surprising, though, is when you look back at that draft class from last year, you talk about Jaden Daniels, you're talking about Drake May,
Caleb
Williams, Bo Nix. I don't know how you felt about that draft class going into it, Casey, but I wasn't I didn't really have a lot of expectations.
Yeah.
And this almost ended up being the draft class that Trevor Lawrence's draft class was supposed to be, I feel like. Because Drake May is expected to make a big break this year. Bo Nix already has some numbers. Jane Daniels, Rookie of the Year. And then Caleb Williams, we'll see. But my question to you is this. When it's all said and done on their careers, Jane Daniels, Caleb Williams, Drake May, Bo Nix, I want you to rank them in terms of the career.
Yeah. I still think Caleb Williams is the best.
You think he's the best? But I'm saying
I think he will be.
Gonna have the best numbers and everything.
I think so.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
arguably, Casey, this guy has probably done the least so far out of those guys I just named.
Agreed. He might be the most talented.
True.
Because here's the thing: is Jaden Daniels going to be? Do you trust the Washington organization to be capable for the next 15 years? I don't. They haven't proven that.
True.
I mean, look what they're doing right now. His best player. His best playmaker being Jaden Daniels, they're not signing him. Yeah. So I don't trust that that's going to work in terms of a long haul thing. And I think when you bring in a quarterback that plays the way he does, I mean you're one injury away from a debacle.
Sure.
Bo Nix, I think my question there would be is how long is Sean Payton going to be the coach?
Yeah, right now you could make an argument he's probably in the best situation.
Yes.
Even better than Jane Daniels, even though they went to the NFC Championship game last year. But Bo Nix, Sean Payton seems to be a quarterback whisperer. They have one of the best defenses, if not the best defense in the entire NFL. It's set up for Bo Nix to have success right now, but long term.
It's hard to say.
Yeah.
I like Drake May a lot. I think Vrabel helps that situation.
Sure.
I think that division helps you out, right? Because sure, Josh Allen's there, but the Dolphins are the Dolphins.
Jets are going to jet.
Jets are the Jets. So I would go Caleb Williams, Drake May, Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix.
Bo Nix last. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, it's fair. I don't know. I think you make an argument for each guy, honestly.
Bo Nix has the best chance to win a Super Bowl this year, though.
Sure. No, without a doubt. Do you think there's going to be there has to be some regression for Washington, right?
Yes.
You're not going to have a repeat performance of last year. There's no way.
Correct.
Don't want to call it an anomaly. They'll still probably be competing for a division, but there's no way. See, I almost lean more towards, I'll say it like this. I think I'm going to go Drake May.
First? I like that.
I'm going to go Jane Daniels.
Oh.
I'm going to go Bo Nix and Caleb Williams.
Really?
Because
you're out on Caleb Williams.
Completely. I'm not necessarily out. This is a situation with Caleb Williams. Listen, I think Ben Johnson's going to turn them around.
Right.
But there's too much unknown right now with Caleb Williams. If you look at those quarterbacks that we just talked about, out of all those quarterbacks, the most unknown is Caleb Williams. Because I don't know what he is yet. I really don't. I have a good idea what Drake May is going to be, and I get it. The numbers weren't really that magical or anything. But now with Vrabel, it's only going to be an uptick from there. I think they're going to actually start investing in wide receivers and weapons for him because he had nothing last year. So that's going to help him out. I look at Caleb Williams last year, and yeah, maybe it's just the head coach, maybe it was the culture, but you had the weapons. You had the receivers. Now, granted, some of those guys were in and out with injuries and everything, but they gave you the weapons.
Right.
And what did you really do except a great game against the Jacksonville Jaguars?
He had moments, not games, right?
Yeah.
I just think he's too talented.
Sure.
And I think Ben Johnson is going to be a big part of that. And look, if it still looks pretty pedestrian this year, towards the back half of the season, we might have a problem.
Yeah.
But I think the guy is too talented to just be okay.
Yeah.
Now, granted, Trevor Lawrence, I think, is too talented to be just okay.
True.
So it does happen, right?
Yeah.
But I think talent-wise, he's the most talented of the four.
Yeah.
But I think Drake May has more of a what is super successful right now in the NFL style. Because, to me, he's more Josh Allen than any of those. He's not Josh Allen.
Justin Herbert, I would say.
Yes.
Because,
that's good.
I
That's
don't
better.
Yeah, because I don't think, Josh Allen's more of an anomaly.
Yes. But I just mean, he can move.
Yeah, he's got size.
He can take a hit.
Yeah.
Not a ton of them, but he can.
Correct.
He's got size. He can sling it.
Sling it.
Jaden Daniels is obviously more Lamar Jackson.
Correct.
But again, what worries you there is you're one injury away from a
But
problem.
then here's the thing, Casey. If we want to play this game, then who are we comparing Caleb Williams to?
I know, right?
Zach Wilson. No, I'm kidding.
No.
No, I'm kidding.
I mean, he's not afraid to run. He's not afraid to get hit.
No. And I feel like he's got a little bit of that backyard gunslinger in him.
He does.
So this is kind of my point. If you can't really give a comp, what is that saying then?
It's a good, I don't know. It could be a good thing.
Could be a good thing, could be a bad. Maybe he's Caleb Williams, right?
Is he a more mobile CJ Stroud?
Ooh.
More willing to run CJ
Sure.
Stroud? Faster CJ Stroud?
Okay. I'm not mad at that.
I mean, because he can. The crazy thing about the Zach Wilson thing is I know you're kidding, but what Zach Wilson was supposed to be?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then Bo Nix is, I think, even somewhat of a. I think he might even be closer to real CJ Stroud.
True.
Not as willing to run. But
Yeah.
solid human.
Solid human. Yeah.
I don't know. It's an interesting thought though.
But
They're all good. Which is
they're all good.
much better than Trevor's class already.
Jordan Love, Glenn C said.
For Williams, I assume.
I would think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes
That's not
sense. Yeah. No, it depends if you're sold on Jordan Love or not.
I like Jordan Love.
You like Casey does that. I mean, I think he's good.
Yeah.
I don't know if the price. We'll see.
I love Jordan.
We'll
Love.
see.
Good guy.
Casey, preseason underway in terms of preseason games and everything.
What a mess, huh?
People already talk. Well, injuries number one. We opened the show with
Did
this.
you see that guy's leg?
The guy from the Ravens too. You're talking about.
Yeah.
Gnarly. We haven't really picked your brain about this yet. Me and Brent have kind of shared our thoughts, but in terms of playing your starters, not playing your starters, where do you stand? Because
don't play him.
Last night I saw Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, but that's the point though. It's I feel like if anybody deserves to sit out the preseason and not get those reps, I think Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow are good.
Fair enough.
I think they have a rapport.
They played a lot.
I think they have chemistry. Yeah, they did.
Yeah. Goofy.
Where do you stand on it?
I wouldn't play him.
Not at all.
No,
Yeah.
never.
Jaguars though.
Never. No.
None of them.
No.
Travis Hunter, Trevor Lawrence, nobody.
I play the rookies.
Okay.
If a rookie ends up being a starter, then yes. So I would play Travis Hunter for a little bit, but I wouldn't play any of your established starter just because and I get it. The age old argument they can get hurt in practice. I get it. They can.
Rashawn Slater.
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah.
It's just unnecessary. I feel like because I feel like you're gonna learn and know everything you need to know about your football team after all these practices and you do your joint practice with the Dolphins and all of that stuff. I feel like you're going to know what you need to know. And I've never been a play in the preseason person. I just think you're risking too much because your season could end.
Yeah.
Tomorrow. Yeah. Tomorrow night. That could be it for the season. And I just hate that. It could also happen in practice. I get that. Don't get me wrong. But when you're bringing in humans on the other side that don't have your best interest in mind, because in theory, in practice, everybody's got the Jaguars' best interest in mind.
Sure.
The Steelers do not have the Jaguars' best interest in mind.
No, they could care less.
Nobody's letting up. Anthony Richardson got absolutely exploded last night and broke his finger on that play from Ojabo.
But by the way, only out a couple days, supposedly.
I get it.
Which is crazy. No, but I'm saying
it looked terrible.
Yeah, it looked horrible.
In practice, that's not happening.
Correct.
Because you've got the Jaguars' best interest in mind. If somebody gets a shot like that at Trevor Lawrence tomorrow night, guess what? They're taking it.
Yeah.
And it's just unnecessary.
Yeah, Casey, I understand that. But I think there's something to be said, especially, listen, I agree with you with Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase. I'm sure fantasy owners, right, last night, after you already got your guys, were holding their breath. Why the hell are they in? And guess what? It worked out well. They had a good rapport, good chemistry, no kidding. I think when you bring in a new regime, though, and everything, Casey, when you have a new style of playing, you got to get those guys in for at least a little bit. And I'm happy that it's going to be week 1 more than anything. And now, knock on wood. Hopefully nobody gets hurt. It's the NFL, injuries happen. But if I'm a coach, I can't think that way. I
get that.
Okay, I think that way a little bit because if coaches didn't think that way, they'd be playing all of the preseason games, right? But I feel like you have to get your work in a little bit. I don't know in terms of youth and in terms of inexperience, how young this Jaguars team is, but you do have some young players that are going to try to contribute to this team this year that you're going to be counting on to be a success.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want their first time going into an NFL game being in the regular season. I want their first time putting the helmets on, putting the jerseys. And the jerseys feel different. The pants feel different. Even just the way you feel coming out of the tunnel, whether there's smoke, the crowd, the ambiance. No, it's not going to mimic a regular NFL game, but it's more than practice. So I need them to acclimate themselves at least for a quarter. Or maybe even less, but just for a little bit of time just to show, okay, you guys are used to this now. You're accustomed to it. So when week 1 comes against the Carolina Panthers, we're ready to go.
Yeah, I just...
No, and I get it, man. Listen.
It's risky, dude.
Hindsight's 20/20.
Yeah, and I get that.
I can sit here and say, this was an awesome decision for Liam Cohen and company to play their starters for probably a quarter. Let's see what they got and then get them out of there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to come in here on Monday where... Once again, knock on wood, where if somebody gets hurt, I'm going to be like, what what were you guys thinking?
Yeah. Bad move, Liam Cohen. Your first
Simple
real
as
move
that.
as the head coach. Bad move,
Yeah,
if they get hurt.
Yeah.
I just, in my opinion, what do you have to gain? What do you have to lose? You have everything to lose. And to gain, you have your rookies maybe not being jittery week 1.
Yeah.
Better understanding of the offense if you're Trevor. Okay, fair enough. But I would argue that and say, Trevor, which it sounds like he has done the work and knows the offense, right? That's been a big story in terms of how complex the offense is going to be. I would bet that he'll have it figured out by week 1, whether he plays 2 drives on Saturday night or not.
But
that's just my opinion.
But let me ask you this case, and then we'll switch topics here. But does it also kind of, because if you look at this team last year, obviously they lacked an attitude. They act a little bit of grit. So, if you're Liam Cohen, do you almost want to, hey, I can't just wait till week 1. Maybe we see that in practice, but we're taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers, who have been cemented in, whether it's starters, backups, discipline, tenacity, those are monikers that you think of with the Pittsburgh Steelers. So do you almost feel like with Liam Cohen, maybe it's not even necessarily about, getting your guys the reps in terms of learning the new system, but is it more of just saying, hey, I got to make sure the practice that I'm doing right now is paying off on these guys and it's rubbing off because I need to see their tenacity and just what they can do in the trenches.
Yeah, I think it's a fair point. But then, again, what do you have to gain? You pushed around the Steelers' 2s. What do you have to lose? The Steelers' 2s push you around, and then you're in panic mode again.
Sure.
And I guess you would want to know that.
You want to know that. Yeah.
If you're Liam Cohen?
If worst case scenario, Saturday night, Pittsburgh embarrasses the lines,
All right.
runs the ball, stops the run, and it's probably going to be all their 2s, right?
Yeah.
If that happens, then guess what, Liam Cohen? Better turn up a little bit in terms of practice.
And I would talk about that. I would think that, I don't think it's going, I hope it's not going to happen. But I think if it were to happen, it would be on your offensive side versus your defensive side because I don't see a scenario where the Steelers' 2s on the offensive line are pushing around Trayvon and Josh.
I would hope not.
I would hope not.
Yeah.
Because that, you might not be able to fix either, by the way. But you definitely can't fix that, right?
Correct.
The defense, you got who you got.
No, you got who you got.
The offensive side, maybe you could do some stuff, but I'll ask you this then. If you're, again, a Jaguar starter, been in the position, and you go and you push around the Steelers' 2s, do you go in the locker room after the game and is Joe Cohen good job pushing around the 2s?
No,
you know what I mean?
No, but
do you really get fired up for that?
No, but you don't get fired up, Casey, but it does give you some confidence. Right? Where it's it does. And maybe it's it's more of the player lying to themselves, I just got 2 sacks on the number 2 tackle for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
But
right?
you have to, I guess.
But it does something to your psyche, I feel like.
Okay.
But also where if you go out there and you lay an egg, that does something to your psyche as well. But I think this is the point though, Casey. They have to see what they have.
Sure.
Right? When it's a new coach, a new regime, you have to see what you have. And that'll be one of the big points I feel like of the Steelers game. And there's some coaches out there, Andy Reid playing Patrick Mahomes still, I think you know what you got.
Yeah, that's fair.
Right? But he wants to throw him out there for some reason. So every coach has a different philosophy and in Liam Cohen, I trust with this philosophy.
Fair enough. You got to give him that opportunity, right, to give him a first chance to see if his philosophy works out, and we'll see where you go from there. What's interesting about the Steelers, though, they're not playing their guys, right?
No, it's going to be a lot of twos.
I feel like offensive-wise, I would kind of want to see what I got if I'm Mike Tomlin. Like, you got Aaron Rodgers. What Aaron Rodgers do you got?
Hey, I'm with you on that.
Yeah, the DK Metcalf part of the story. I feel like there's some things I would like to know, and maybe they play, next week if you're the Steelers. I don't really care, but
for sure.
From where we're sitting, I don't really care. But if I'm Mike Tomlin, I'm kind of like, well, what do we got with Aaron Rodgers?
And this is the thing, right? Because we spoke on this yesterday a little bit. You know what the Steelers are going to give you.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to give you hard-nosed defense, pretty disciplined, like to run the football. Quarterback play is the past, decade seems like mediocre at best. But they'll give you 8 or 9 wins. Like, that's a guarantee. Does DK and Aaron Rodgers up that? Or is it more of just a plateau? Like, are the Steelers who they are, and it's who they are, and Mike Tomlin, once again, having a winning record, but not, doing anything in the playoffs? Like, what do you expect Aaron Rodgers to do?
I mean, I don't see him putting them over the top of that, right? I think they could be, what has Aaron Rodgers showed you the last couple of years? And I get he missed a whole year, but, what did he show you last year? It's like, all he needed was better players around him. Like, he was okay. Most of the time didn't make the catastrophic mistake, but if you look at, and this is a wild statement, take the offensive line out, but if you take the playmakers of the Jets and the playmakers of the Steelers now.
Oh, Jets all day.
Jets all day.
Jets all day.
So, I get the offensive line is why he missed a whole season originally.
Yeah.
And the Jets' offensive line historically has been terrible, right? So the Steelers will automatically be better there.
Yep.
But
and people want to say, well, it's Hackett. Well, Aaron Rodgers is very complimentary of Nathaniel Hackett.
He's always
loved Nathaniel Hackett. So then that kind of falls in. Like, if the offense wasn't doing well and it was Hackett was play calling, well, Rodgers shares some of that blame as well.
Okay.
So I'm very excited to see what he does with Arthur Smith, too, who, if you've been a Kyle Pitts fantasy owner the past couple of years, you know what Arthur Smith brings to the table.
Oh, no.
But nevertheless, I'll be watching more of the trenches, I think, the Steelers and Jaguars here, and see what they can do.
For sure.
Because obviously it's going to be very important going into the season. Against the Carolina Panthers team, where you get the Adam Thielens and the Pat McMillans, but they're going to pound the rock with Chuba Hubbard. Just gave him a new contract. I want to say, don't quote me on it, top 6 or top 7 in terms of yards per carry.
He was good last year.
We're the Carolina Panthers. So don't sleep on their run game either, and in the trenches. And when we talk about the trenches, I mean, a guy that I know a lot about that we teased during the last break, I think Marcel Robinson caught up with Terrence Knighton, new defensive line coach for Florida State Seminoles. I'm not going to lie. I had no idea he was even there because I remember he was in Nebraska.
Okay.
And then I guess that defensive staff got let go. Maybe they all got let go, I guess, right? Or no? I don't know the story of how Pot Roast got to Florida State, but long story short, Pot Roast, Terrance Knighton, fan favorite of the Jacksonville Jaguars, is now in Florida State, and they were in Jacksonville for practice and everything. Pretty much closed off to the public, but I think Marcel Robinson was able to get some words in here with Terrance Knighton. Kim, do we got that video? Nice, let's go.
Feels great, man. This is home. Since 2009, my family has been living here. Got to see my mom and a few family members today, so happy to be back, man, and the birthplace of Pot Roast, man. So it's good to be home.
How did that name come about?
Just being a rookie, trying to keep my mouth shut, but a linebacker on the team, the comedian of the team gave me the nickname and told the media, and then what you guys do, y'all run with it. So that's what happened, and it stuck with me ever since.
We haven't talked to you since the scrimmage. I guess how do you feel like that went for the defensive front in general?
It was a good start. Our guys came out with the right mindset. It's never going to be good enough for me. And, we had a few, offsides, lined up offsides, those type of things. But, our guys came out with a good mindset. Our young guys are playing well. And, that's hats off to the leadership in the room. So, as long as every day we're getting better, that's all I'm worried about. But, at the same time, I'm in this profession to make guys better. So the mistakes, I can live with and I can coach that up. I just want our guys to go out there and play hard.
We heard that the defensive line was getting good quarterback pressure during the scrimmage. Is that your impression of it as well?
Yeah, downhill they better be. They better be. I'm going to find 4 guys that could do it, and if we only got 4 guys that can do it, that's what we'll do. So our guys are honestly right now, the beauty of it is everybody in the room is competing to be out there, and it's pushing the room and it's elevating the room, and it's been a privilege to coach those guys because our mindset is right now.
Who stepped up in terms of not even play necessarily, but the mindset, the ability to lead, to kind of set a tone?
It start with our big guy in the middle, man. He's become more vocal. He's become more active. As far as being a leader, speaking up. He's been a quiet guy in the past, but I've challenged him since I got here to be in a leadership role and be more vocal, and he's done that. And Jason Jenkins is vocal, James Williams is vocal, and we have a young group that that isn't shy. So it's a good blend of leadership right now, but it definitely starts with 6, our guy in the middle.
Coach White talked about the Desir brothers and Juju as well from the scrimmage performance. That group of freshmen, I guess, what are they doing to give themselves a chance even to be in the conversation?
Just keeping it simple for those guys. And I tell guys all the time, you want to play as a freshman, know what you're doing and play hard. Know what you're doing and play hard, and those 3 are doing it. And, I think, they have a little chip on their shoulder being freshmen, and, every time they go out there, they feel like they got something to prove, and I love it. And those guys just going out there working, and, when the freshmen are playing well and playing fast, it adds a little bit of urgency to the room, and it's definitely helping the room, and it's making my job harder with the more depth that we have.
When we spoke to Juju the other day, he joked, I'm country strong, just kind of comes when I need it. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, I think he's a little bit more than country strong. I've never seen nothing like that from a young guy. But he works, man. He works at it. He's not complacent. He's always asking questions, and it's something that he came to me, when he first got here, was like, hey, Coach, I usually just go out there and play. I want to get better as a student, in the film room and those things, and he's done that, and, the sky's the limit for him.
Jason Jenkins, obviously, he's been dealing with some injuries, but getting him back and getting him involved, just how good has that been to see him on the field?
It was great, man. He went out there today, and me as a coach, him coming off the injury he had, I'm more cautious than he is, but he has the right mindset right now, and, he's been a little vocal. He hasn't been as vocal as I want early on because, he hasn't been practicing. But now that he's practicing, he's stepped up his leadership, and the guys see him go out here and work, and they've seen him work to get back from rehab and those type of things. And I don't think anybody has ever came back this fast from an injury, that he had. But he's busting his butt, man, and I was happy to see him go out there today and bust his butt and, and lead the way.
What did you know about Jaden Jones 7 months ago?
Just as much as I knew about everybody else. I didn't know anything, and, I think, good for him is he had a clean slate. He had a clean slate, and, he's just been working, man. He's probably one of the hardest workers on the team, and, he's had some, ups and downs in his careers with injuries, but he has the right mindset, and he works at it. And him and Jason Jenkins, they're cut from the same cloth. Those guys, all they do is work, man. They keep their mouth shut. They put their head down and work, and it's definitely rubbed off in the room.
Does it matter when a guy's got a story like that, like Jaden that's been through injuries but stuck with it and now maybe can pay off?
Everybody that's successful has a story, right? It never comes easy, and that's one thing I've preached to him is to trust his rehab, trust the training that he's put in, and he's going out there and working. And in the scrimmage they made him wear a knee brace. He didn't want to wear it, but he wore it anyway. And like I said, he has the right mindset right now. He's not thinking about what if. He's just going out there and playing.
Coach, you guys have seen a lot of ball as a player and as a coach. Obviously, a new role for you here at Florida State, but now a new role. Thinking back to maybe even your Jacksonville days, what kind of tips, tricks and whatever can you rely on to bring to coach these guys up?
I think it's just, the next level preparation for them is recognizing formations, right? Really studying your opponent, knowing what type of pass that you're getting, but actually doing that and then going out there applying it, right? So right now we're breaking down our own O-line as if, they're our opponent, and our guys are going out there and trying to, put together the things that we work on in the meeting room. And, when they see success in it, obviously it'll make them prepare harder and, believe in the coaching. So our guys got the right mindset, man. And, I can tell them anything right now and they'll do it. So even if it's BS, they'll do it. So those guys are locked in right now, and they're just working and they're excited.
You feel yourself kind of like maybe bringing up some remember wins and film sessions?
No, they do it all the time. They give me crap about it. They pull up old YouTube videos and things like that. And, obviously I tell them I was the best ever, so they go and look for film on it. But no, we have a good time with it. And, You know, they were like, "Oh, coach, we're back in Jacksonville. Are you gonna cry?" And then all this stuff. But we have a good time, man. And you always know that your group as a position coach takes on your personality. So I'm used to the banter and the locker room talk. So we're having a lot of fun with it.
Austen Lane says hello, brother.
That's my guy. That's my guy. I watch his little radio show sometimes too, so I'll be checking in on him.
Man, that's cool, man. Pot roast. Oh, yeah, let me give a shout out to Marcel Robinson. I know we have to go to break here. Listen, like, how do I put this in words? You have like somebody, Casey, like a friend that they can walk into a room, get the vibe of that said room, and give like whatever that room needs, sure. Right? Like where if it's serious, they're gonna crack a joke. If it's too playful, they're gonna be a little more serious. There's some people that are so gifted in reading a room or reading a locker room and giving that locker room exactly what it needs. And listen, situational awareness, beautiful. Come on, nicely done, Casey, for 500 points. Terrence Knight was that guy in our locker room. We had a locker room, and I say locker room, like a defensive line group. When we're talking about, obviously you had Derek Harvey, you had Jeremy Mincy, you had for some time you had Matt Roth, you had myself, you had Larry Hart, you had guys from different upbringings, different personalities, different playing styles. And then you put that hodgepodge in a blender and you set it to high with a guy like the name of Joe Cullen, who was our defensive line coach.
Fair enough.
Who was as ballistic as they come. Terrance Knight, a.k.a. Pot Roast, did a great job of keeping us all together, right? Of keeping these personalities together and providing humor when we needed it, when things got a little too serious, and to kind of lock those guys down when we got a little too playful, right? He was a genius at that. And it's really cool to see that now taking over into his coaching prowess, whether when he was at Nebraska or now he's at Florida State. Because if you look at his time in Nebraska and the players' interview that played for him, what they say about Terrance Knighton, it's always the same thing. I love playing for that guy. I'd run through a brick wall for that guy. Because Terrance understands not only how to play the game of football on the field, but he understands the mentality and the inner workings of a locker room off it. So that's why I'm glad to see him at Florida State. I get Florida State right now,
It's tough.
Not out to celebrate. I think their defensive line, they don't have a lot to work with. He'll get the best out of those guys. And as they continue to grow, he'll grow with that program.
Are you, knowing him from obviously playing with him, are you surprised he's a coach, or were you not surprised that he became how did this?
See, it's funny because I think if you were in the media and you covered Terrance Knighton, you'd be drastically surprised that he's a head coach. Just because everyone knows him as Pot Roast, right? There's this playful guy on the field who's always dancing and going back and forth and yelling with Joe Cullen. But if you shared the locker room with him and you see the football acumen, you see how he interacts with his teammates and everything, and you see just what the coaches thought about him, it makes complete sense. I'm not surprised whatsoever. And I'm not surprised he's having great success, because he's built like that. So
fair enough. Couldn't
be more proud of him. Shout out to Marcel Robinson for that exclusive interview. I agree with the chat, by the way. I get you're trying to keep it under wraps at practice, I guess, and it's only for some of the boosters and everything here in Jacksonville. But if you come to Jacksonville, let fans come out and watch you. I feel like with Florida State, what do you have to lose right now? Do you have that much to hide?
They won 2 games, right?
They won 2 games. So
I've always thought that as well. But you know how this is.
Yeah.
Paranoid. I felt like it would have made a lot of sense last year, coming off of, should have gone to the playoff and all that debacle that happened with FSU. If you would have had fans out there then, vibes would have been high.
Yeah.
Right? Now Mike Norvell's trying to save his job.
Yeah.
So it's hey, I can't. But I agree with you. They should probably do more. Because they come to town every year.
If you have an opportunity to have fans come out there, support you, cheer you on, why wouldn't you want that and help spread the word?
Even if it's only 50.
Of course. Just bring somebody out there. And speaking of fans coming out, though, because we have to go to break here, Casey.
Okay.
But fans coming out, August 9th, this Saturday, 7 p.m., USA Rugby League National Championships taking place where? In Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm.
Featuring a Jacksonville team. Gonna need the fans out there in full effect for this one. We're gonna have some coaches in the studio next talking all about it. It's the Brent and Austen Show. We get back.
Choose your own adventure. It's not just a saying, but a way of life here at Cycles of Jacksonville. And whether it's 2 wheels or 4 wheels, at Cycles of Jacksonville, a great adventure awaits. With brands like Honda, Vespa, Segway, and Triumph, Cycles of Jacksonville has you covered with the inventory featuring a 60,000 square foot building. If 4 wheels is more your thing, check out the largest selection of Honda Talons in the entire county. No matter what you're looking for, Cycles of Jacksonville is going to have the selection you need, all with great financing and rebates. Plus, if you're active duty military, Cycles of Jacksonville will offer you 0% financing along with great discounts for military and first responders. And when you want to get off the road and set sail, Cycles of Jacksonville has you covered with everything you need to get on the water. So if you're ready for a great adventure, let Cycles of Jacksonville be your guide. Located off Atlantic Boulevard, or check out their website at cyclesofjacksonville.com.
How do we make Mason's famous lobster rolls? It's simple. We get up before dawn, head into the open waters of Maine, haul in our traps by hand, and send only the best straight to our restaurants, where we add warm butter or chilled mayo with a squeeze of lemon and pile it on a toasted split-top roll, just like it's been done for nearly a century. That's the recipe for Mason's famous lobster rolls.
Year 2 is in the books for the Jacksonville Armada women's under-23 squad, taking another step forward in the Women's Premier Soccer League. Under the guidance of head coach David Goff, the girls in blue went undefeated at home for a second straight season, including a dramatic draw in the opener.
And they've left it to the death. Unbelievable stuff.
And a late winner to end the season at home.
Headed on. Here's a chance. Gianna Ramirez brings it down, still alive, takes a shot, and into the back of the net.
After fielding a younger roster in 2025 with talent from all across Northeast Florida, the future is bright for the Armada women's team. We highlight the ladies and all things Jacksonville Armada each week on Fleet and Footy on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
I'll put one in the back of the net for you.
Join us for player profiles, fun interviews, and the very latest on the Fleet and all things footy. That's every Thursday at 2 p.m.
Grab some friends and go to a restaurant or head out for a drink and some conversation. Watch your favorite team play on the big screen. Or how about play some games? You can do all of that in one night at Best Bet.
Each location has a different vibe, its own personality, like here at the original Best Bet in Orange Park. When you walk through these doors, everybody knows your name. And here in St. Augustine, it's the newest location. Play some poker. How about the table games? And don't forget about Ace's Sports Bar and Grill. And then there's the Jacksonville location right here on Monument Road. It's the biggest poker room in the state of Florida. Maybe you'll find yourself a seat right here at the final table.
Best Bet, where you can have the best of times. And that makes you always go home a winner. Try any of the 3 locations, and you can always visit bestbetjacks.com.
Putting your needs first. It's the backbone of how First Florida Credit Union does business. In all honesty, you might as well be speaking another language when it comes to finances. Sure, I'm good with my money, but what am I missing in the fine print? That's what led me to First Florida Credit Union. They're the perfect choice for anyone starting their financial journey because they keep finances easy. Plus, they offer financial education and resources I can trust. So I'm always growing more confident. And as a young adult, I am constantly adding more responsibilities to my plate. From a car payment to a mortgage, it all adds up. Luckily, First Florida Credit Union makes sure it adds up in all the right places and not the wrong ones by offering better rates and lower fees than traditional banks, even if you're still trying to grow your credit. Because as a member-owned institution, First Florida genuinely puts people's needs first rather than focusing on profit. So I know as my needs change, they'll be right there to help me reach my goals. Check out firstflorida.org to learn how you can benefit too.
The moment you bite into a Mason's famous lobster roll, nothing is the same. Suddenly, it's 5 a.m., and you're boarding a lobster boat in Maine, heading out to check your traps, keeping only the best, just like it's been done for nearly a century. Because you can't taste lobster this good without it changing you for good. Mason's famous lobster rolls. from the waters of Maine.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
Well, you know how I feel about physicality. Former football player myself, now current MMA fighter.
Those are your things.
I'm willing to say, Casey, like rugby is one sport I don't know if I have like the tenacity to even give it a try.
Well, I definitely
because it looks gnarly, man. My dad actually played it for a while.
Really?
I've heard stories about it. Yeah, but
in Wisconsin?
In Wisconsin, oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
when
okay.
When you have like a chance to be physical and you have bars in play, like yeah, I feel like rugby is going to be a thing.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? But we are joined by Jacksonville Axemen head coach Sean Ruckerson. Not close enough. Okay, what was it again, Sean? Sorry.
Rutgerson.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha. There we go. And then Jacksonville Axemen GM Drew Slover.
How you doing?
Gentlemen, thank you for coming in. Obviously, you guys are here for a reason. Tell us all about it.
We're here for we're playing in our fifth national championship. We're playing for our fifth national championship here in Jacksonville tomorrow night, and we're playing the Brooklyn Kings. It's kind of an interesting little battle we've had with them. We've played them twice already for national championships. We've won one, lost one, so this is going to be
grudge match.
It's going to be tight and it's going to be pretty brutal.
Coach, when you talk about getting ready for this team that you obviously have a lot of experience playing, like, is there a lot of scouting that goes on? Is it more like in the sport of rugby where it's more like what you do more than what your opponent does? Like, how much is scouting? How much is just taking care of your own guys?
Well, we don't have too many games in our season, so we're limited in what we can do in that regards. But I try to focus mainly on what we're doing because we've got a lot of young guys, a lot of rookies.
Okay.
And it's really important that they focus on what they're doing and not worry too much about the other side. Having said that, this team is a bit different to most teams because they have 7 current US players in their team, or 6 and plus 1 that's a former. And so, they're going to be a really big physical side as well. So, it should be interesting to see if our guys can, provide enough contact to get on top of them.
Well, and this is where that home field advantage could come into play a little bit, right? We're talking about it's going to be a 7 p.m. kickoff at the University of North Florida Field.
Swoop.
Swoop, there we go. Yeah, nicely done. I mean, do you expect the heat to maybe be an advantage a little bit as well? I mean, it's been toasty here the past couple of days, and if you're coming from Brooklyn, I don't know what the weather is like in Brooklyn right now, but I assume the humidity and everything could be a factor for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, I think it could play to our favor. I mean, but at the end of the day, it's been hot everywhere these days,
True.
And so
True.
And look, New York, the wind doesn't really it doesn't move up there, so it gets toasty. But I mean, we hope we can take advantage of it, and maybe it will wear on these bigger guys more than they realize.
Now, Coach, I spent some time in Australia actually, and I was surprised because if you turn on the TV around here, you're going to see basketball, you're going to see baseball, you're going to see football, obviously, some baseball. But like, I was in Australia for about a week, and 2 things were apparent. You had Aussie rules football, and you had rugby. Those are kind of the 2 big sports there, huh?
That's right. Depending on where you go in Australia.
Okay. Yeah.
From my area, down south, they have a fair bit of the Aussie rules, AFL.
Yeah.
But the main sport, TV-wise, just because it comes up better on TV, is the NRL, Rugby League.
Yeah.
And, it's like your NFL here, same sort of thing. It's on 4 nights a week. There's talk shows. There's all that sort of stuff. So we're just trying to build it up here.
Coach, what I'm curious about, because if you talk about basketball, you have like European basketball where the guys come over play pros, and like their style is very different. It's very like finesse, very more of just kind of like the traditional game as opposed to the American game. Have you found like the Australian style of rugby? Is it the same as the U.S. version?
Yeah, it's pretty much completely different. Well, we're only allowed to have 3 imports per team every year. So, and if you can get it, because we're an amateur sport, it is hard to get players to come over here and fund themselves. So when we do, they find it. It takes a bit of time to get used to over here. We're playing on turf. We're playing, in the heat. And the style of play is just so different because the Americans aren't used to it. We don't grow up just catching passes. It's like every American kid can throw a spiral, right?
Sure, yeah.
And every Australian kid can throw a rugby pass, same sort of thing.
Yeah.
They come over here and we're teaching them different stuff. And when you bring someone from Australia who's used to players knowing exactly where to be, same we could relate exactly the same with the NFL. They know what holes to run and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And it takes a while for players to get used to how the Americans play and trying to fit in to help them. And also, they're trying to win as well. But it's hard to try to transition to playing with guys that are not experienced.
Okay, so I have a lot of dumb questions, right? But I feel like I need to get them.
We got a lot of dumb answers.
All right, I appreciate it. This one's probably a better question for you. I don't know, though. So talk about building a roster, right? How do you guys, what goes into that? Because, at least...
Yeah, how do you recruit?
Yeah, I can equate it to, the Jacksonville Armada is a soccer team around here. I understand how they build their roster, right? And obviously NFL and all that, I understand that. But what goes into building a roster and getting a roster for you guys?
Well, first it's finding people that are just interested in, you got to remember, all right, the culture of this sport, a lot of times, some teams they require you to pay dues, things like that.
Sure.
So it's kind of a pay to play. Now, if you think about it, these guys got a little screw loose because most of these guys are paying to go out there and hurt somebody as an adult, right?
Right.
These guys just there are just certain individuals, you probably can relate to this, that just need that outlet, right?
Sure.
They need to go out and they need a physical outlet to go and just, and to build it on a competitive team platform, it tends to. So you just have to find these unique players. So it's just a matter of just connecting, finding people that are interested in, and we do have a connection with the UNF rugby team. So we've gotten a number of players there. There's another rugby club in town, the Jacksonville men's rugby team, and so there's players that come from there. Okay. And so there's a high school program as well. So so we've got kind of a basis of or a system of sorts to get players, but you'd be amazed how many people are just like, wait, I can go hit somebody, right? I don't get in trouble. I can just run straight at somebody and just stick a shoulder into them. All right, I'm in.
Yeah,
and so those are the guys we're looking for.
What? It's awesome. So it's Brooklyn, New York is who you guys are playing.
Yep.
We're obviously here in Jacksonville. Is Jacksonville I don't know if a hotbed's the right word, but is there a lot of rugby interest in Jacksonville, or do you guys have to look outside of that? Because I feel like these are two kind of random places, to be honest with you, between Brooklyn and Jacksonville.
Well, so the sport kind of had its original. It started in the Northeast in the U.S., right?
Okay.
Yeah. And so we were the first team in the South to start a team, or we were the first team basically south of D.C. to start a team.
Okay.
And so we've been able to build this foundation of teams in Florida.
Okay.
We helped start the Tampa Mayhem, the Central Florida Warriors, and the Atlanta Rhinos. And so we've built a pretty good foundation of Florida. But Florida's a pretty big hotbed for rugby in general.
Okay.
And so, the Tampa Crew, they won a national championship for rugby union, I think once or twice. And so their women's team is. So my point is, there's a lot of rugby in the Southeast. And so what we're trying to do is make the South the strongest region for rugby league in the country.
And Drew, how did you get into rugby? Because you're a guy that grew up in Illinois. Talking to you before the break here and everything. How did you get into rugby?
So my old business partner. Sorry. So imagine. So in Australia, Sean was referencing the NRL. So imagine in the '80s. Imagine the U.S. where you had the NFL, but it was broken into Florida and Georgia, right?
Okay,
that's it. And so but they both had professional leagues. Well, in the '80s, they had New South Wales and Queensland, but the players would swap back and forth because they'd get a new contract, go over here, go there. So they decided they were going to start a grudge match called the State of Origin, right? So it's so you would represent wherever you would play your first professional contract. So you might have brothers playing against each other, right? Mm-hmm. You definitely have teammates playing against each other. And so
that's cool.
But when I say Florida and Georgia, the pride that the SEC, the University of Florida and University of Georgia, right? Imagine that passion, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But amp it up. So
Queensland was most of the professional clubs were in Sydney, in New South Wales.
Gotcha.
So they were they're getting paid, and all the country boys were from Queensland, most of them.
Yeah.
Plus a few that were playing, and they'd come back. So they had this Queensland versus New South Wales, and obviously the Queenslanders were the big underdogs and all that sort
rivalry
of stuff.
Rivalry, though, for sure.
There's a massive rivalry.
Yeah.
And it sort of took off because you had teammates playing against each other, and in the first ever game, mate, it was savage. And it's actually hard to watch now. Blokes are flying in with elbows, and we don't condone any of that sort of stuff.
Sure.
But this is how it was built up.
Yeah.
And two teammates, one of them put one on his teammate's chin, like they're having a fight, and then they went back. That was on a Wednesday night. Then they went back and they played together in the same team professionally on the weekend.
That's unreal.
And it's carried on from there.
Yeah.
So we went. So my old business partner, he and I, a group of guys, took a trip to Australia. He was Australian. He'd played professionally, and so he's like, "This is the 25th anniversary of this game. It's going to be in Queensland. Let's go." I'm like, I got nothing else to do. Let's do it. I'm 25, like whatever. Yeah. And so we went to this game, and it was hands down the most electric game I've ever been to in my life. Like hands down, like you could not have scripted it better. Queensland, the hometown team, Queensland, they won. The last seconds of the game, we had a breakaway try, right? Like you're just like, come on, man, and people losing their minds. And so when we got back here, he was flying up every weekend to the Northeast to play. And so I was working in advertising at the time, and he's like, "What do you think about starting a team down here?" I'm like, "I don't have anything to do over the summer. Let's do it. That sounds great, man. Let's go."
Yeah.
And so from there, we started the team in 2006. So this has become such a passion for me. I've got plenty of hobbies, but this is my baby. And I met my wife through the team. I have my kids because of the team. I have my own my business through the team. So not just the team, but like my real business because of the team. So I owe everything to it, and I love this sport so much. If I can see it advance, I will. So anyway, that's how I got involved.
Nice.
That's awesome. Coach, this one's probably a better question for you. Okay. So I was looking at this on the website and on Twitter, and I just can't wrap my head around this. So you guys win more times than not. But, like, the scores are pretty casual, right? I'm seeing a 32-12, seeing a 52-20. You guys won 102-0?
Yeah. Well,
how does that happen?
Well, we've been an established team. We've been here. This is our 20th year. And obviously we're trying to build the sport, so we have new teams come in. Mm-hmm. And new teams come in with new coaches, a lot of rookies that haven't played before, like we were once. And they come up against a team like ours who have a lot more experience than them. And, they're lacking a few players and things like that. Mate, it's quite easy to rack up a score. You get a few big guys running at you, and a couple of missed tackles, and before you know it, the score starts just racking up real quick.
Okay.
Because unlike football, where like if you score a touchdown, you kick to them and they get the ball back, right?
Correct.
Yeah, not in our game. If you score, they kick to you and they're tackling again.
Could you imagine that? These scores could be pretty lopsided in the NFL if that ever happened.
Yeah, that's
with some high-powered offenses.
Can you imagine being on the other side of 102-0?
Oof.
How do you not just walk off the field?
So it's it's credit to them because they stuck it out, and
props
some
to
of
them
their new
for sure.
guys are just getting bashed up, and they played out the game. So they're obviously going through a steep learning curve, and next year they've got an Australian coach coming in, so obviously they're going to be a lot better. But that's how the score gets racked up.
Man, that's amazing.
We'll get a few more questions here. And by the way, for those that are just tuning in now, it's the USA Rugby League National Championships taking place this weekend, Saturday, August 9th, 7 p.m. kickoff. Going to be at the UNF field. I'm seeing here it's going to be it's $10 for general admission. Kids 12 and under get in for free. Right, so more kids the merrier. Let them burn off some energy, cheer on some rugby players, man, and let's see a home field advantage, right? Like you might have the heat on your side. Let's get the crowd on their side as well. Coach, I'm really curious about, because obviously it's such a brutal and physical sport. How do you approach practice? Because I come from playing football where we had 2 practices a day back in the day. That's long gone. Now it's all about player safety, taking care of everybody. Are the practices just as ruthless as the games are, or do you have to take it easy on these guys?
Here in Jacksonville, not so much. We only train twice a week. The games aren't as intense as they are, like obviously professional leagues or whatever. But we have to do our contact because they've got to practice, mate. They got to get that. You got to get used to the knocks, and otherwise, it'll really rock your world when you go into a game. Because they're under fatigue as well. We don't get any rest. Mm-hmm. NFL, when they have these big hits, they get that little rest and they set up the next play. We don't. We're just straight into it. And so, yes, we have to limit how much we do, but we've also got to do enough to keep them up to speed. But coming into the final, we've just done a little bit because obviously we've been doing it all year, and I am trying to freshen them up a little bit. And we just did a little bit Tuesday, a little bit last night, not too much, just enough to keep their whatever term you want to use for it.
I hear you.
Yeah, but in Australia, their loading is managed because they play 26 games, and some guys are doing like 40, 50 tackles a game.
Holy cow.
So they've got to, and it's week in, week out.
Conditioning's a factor.
Massive pre-season conditioning, and for those guys, the load management and the contact and all that sort of stuff, they've got to be real careful.
Question for, I'm sure Coach, but Drew maybe can fill in on this as well. So, I grew up playing hockey, actually, and I love the sport of professional hockey because there's a bunch of unwritten rules. There's the game inside the game. Are there some unwritten rules in rugby that maybe the casual fan like me or Casey don't really know about that, like whether it's in terms of hitting or something, but like what are some unwritten rules that you guys know of?
It's hard now because obviously they're trying to attract, for a full-on contact sport, we're trying to attract, kids to play the game and whatnot, and there's a lot of mums and whatever watching, so we can't have blokes throwing elbows and things like that. So it used to be a case of you'd have a small halfback, quarterback type person, if he'd be chirping at, someone could whack him on the chin, you could do something about it. And so it sort of kept the game in. But now they can do whatever they want, and you can't really, unless you grab hold of them in a legal tackle, you can hurt them as much as you want. But it's not the same as being scared that someone's going to whack you in the face.
You'd be amazed. So like when the defense has to be back 10 meters. Mm-hmm. So what happens is somebody gets tackled, like they're just gonna get a little bit more than what they maybe would expect. And it's funny how that you see that psychological side of it where it just kind of wears at them. And all of a sudden, somebody will start to lose it, and so you'll see these players that are real smart. When the smarter players will use that to their advantage. I mean, much like in football too, like in any sport, just try to get into your opponent's heads, and just it gives you that advantage.
There's a few little things like on the ground that you can do because we go once the tackle is made, we got to sort of wrestle them to get them on their back to slow them down because they've got to get onto their front to take. We call it play the ball. You guys call it the snap.
Yeah,
and so you do little things just to annoy him. You might be you give him a little squeeze, and obviously nothing. We don't condone any dirty play, nothing around the face or anything like that. But you can squeeze them as much as you want, and pin their arms down. Just it's more annoying than anything. Frustrating. Because you're trying to hold the ball and get up to your feet as quick as you can. The ball can slip out, so it can get really frustrating for teams, and that's when. That's when they start making mistakes, and you can get on top of them.
Hearing him talk about that gives me like UFC vibes for you a little bit. Like, not everything you're trying to do is trying to, end the fight.
No,
you're just trying
there's
to
a rhyme for the reason. Yeah.
That's cool. That'd be right. Yes,
it's good stuff. All right, for the people that are going to come out, people that may come out right to the event at UNF, the match at UNF, I should say. Give me a full scale. What's the experience going to be like for the fans?
All right, so you've got to. The thing that you realize is that like a lot of people that are not familiar with the sport, you kind of got to explain it to them a little bit. But the one thing I like about rugby league is that it's a lot like hockey in regards to it's simple, right? You can watch the game, you don't need to know the ins and outs, and so the way I explain it is if I'm going to put it in football terms, it's 13 running backs playing 13 linebackers in the 2-minute drill, but for 80 minutes. You play both offense and defense, and you don't have pads or helmets. The ball can't travel forward except for when you kick it. So, you're talking about like really intense impact. And when the defense has to be back 10 meters, you're looking at 20-meter contact like that. I can get brutal. I used to have a friend, his wife was like, I can't. I just can't do it. It's too intense. So, but they're gonna come out. We've got full concessions at the game. We try to be as affordable as possible. I mean, unfortunately with sports these days, it seems like everything is trying to, maximize the dollars.
Who are you telling, man?
Yeah, right. And so, we try to be as affordable as possible. This game means everything to our players. Our players are all local. So, you don't get a chance to do this. You don't have a chance to play in a national championship hardly ever. I mean, and so if it would be great for the city to come out and be able to support these guys because they work here, they live here, right. They have normal jobs, and so but when you play in front of an electric fans, like it changes the dynamic of the game, and it can really help swing, just get the guys going.
That's a real good experience for them, but for everyone, it creates a good atmosphere, right?
Yeah, absolutely. All right, the game's going to be Saturday, August 9th. University of North Florida starts at 7 p.m. And if you can't make the game for whatever reason, you guys are going to be streaming it off your YouTube channel as well, so you can watch that live.
Tomorrow night.
Take it on the Brooklyn Kings, man. It's the grudge match.
Do it.
Coach, best of luck to you, man. Drew,
thanks guys.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you. All right, let's go to break here, Kim. When we come back, Casey, what do you want to talk about? Should we get our Hard Rock bets out of the way?
We could do that.
Do we have Hambies yet?
I did just get them.
Or did he get fired?
He sent me a text.
Okay,
he's still in person.
So he's still in person. All right, we'll talk about the Hard Rock bets next here on the Brent Austen Show.
When it's time to get a new car for anyone in your family, just remember, nobody but Nimnick, the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville. Get the latest price breaks on 2023 and 2024 models or the newest 2025 vehicles in the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at nimnickbuickgmc.com 24 hours a day. GMC Sierras, Yukons, and the redesigned Acadias, or get the all-new redesigned line with Buicks. It's nobody but Nimnick, and part of the reason why is this is a first-class buying experience here at Nimnick Buick GMC. You're not just a customer, you're a friend. This is about getting a vehicle that best fits you and getting you on the road, and also helping you and your family down the road. Nimnick has a treating you right guarantee, courtesy, respect, fairness. The most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer, nobody but Nimnick. Who has put in the most years and stands behind a better experience? Nobody but Nimnick. GMC. We are professional grade.
If you look good, you feel good, and the medical professionals here at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics are here to make you feel your best. I'm on camera every week, and I have a confession to make. I'm not always confident in my appearance. Can you see my dark circles? Is my makeup highlighting my fine lines instead of covering them up? I question it all. So when I found out about the wide variety of procedures here at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics, I knew help was just one appointment away. Medical Director Dr. Megan Deacon Casey and her board-certified physicians have been using the latest in cutting-edge technology for the last 10 years, giving men and women their personal confidence boost. From Botox, fillers, Morpheus 8, and so much more. The hardest part was figuring out what I needed. Thankfully, the medical team walked me through what would work best for me through a free consultation. Come look and feel your best with the team here at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics. Visit them at one of their 2 locations, either over in Ponte Vedra or on the south side.
I've been telling you about CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing for a long time now. Their drinking water systems remove up to 99% of contaminants.
We've had a Connecticut water softener and drinking water system in our home for more than 7 years. You can see the difference whether you're washing clothes.
04-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. Ask about our 90-day love it or leave it guarantee. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut.
Just an awesome opportunity to be out here with my colleagues and do opportunity to just see everybody work together in a way that we don't normally in the office. Opportunity to just see everybody work together in a way that we don't normally in the office.
There's sports.
But you need to know what to throw. I'm not talking about footballs, This is a look at the Republic Services North Florida Recycling Center. You can make this process even more efficient.
I saw that on my Facebook and I was like, there's nobody else that this saw that on my Facebook and I was like, there's nobody else that this could be about. Done nothing.
Ooh. Okay.
Which could be the same with Kyle Pitts, by the way, but isn't as scary sitting where we're sitting because, it's scary. It's scary for
fantasy
you. Terrifying.
Purposes, yeah.
Does anybody else come to mind?
With the quarterback with the most.
Does anybody else come to mind?
With the quarterback with the most to prove.
Yeah, because I don't think Caleb Williams is number 1. It's year 2.
To prove.
Yeah, because I don't think Caleb Williams is number 1. It's year 2. He's a Bear.
New coach.
He's a Bear.
New coach. Explain. From where he was drafted, explain.
It's not his fault where he got picked.
Not Trevor's fault either.
Fair enough. Mm-hmm. I heard that, Kim. Did you hear her?
No, I mean I heard something.
She was like, "Oh,
oh, let's go!"
Like you solved world hunger or something.
Explain. From the show, I'm just I was being funny. Absolutely not. And if I'm keeping it, absolutely not. And if I'm keeping it 100, I would take Anthony Richardson. 100, I would take Anthony Richardson every single day, twice on Sundays over Daniel Jones. Every single day, twice on Sundays over Daniel Jones.
So where's my aha now?
Absolutely not.
So where's my aha now?
Absolutely not. You probably got to cut your loss. Like I say,
you full pages of like 10:01 Austin. You full pages of like 10:01 Austin started breathing. I'd be like, perfect. Austin started breathing. I'd be like, perfect. Everything that happened, like so.
Absolutely.
Everything that happened, like so.
Absolutely, yes.
But are we talking about a